Good morning to all. This is Navin Veera. Our subject is operating systems for second CSC. Okay, na? In that, 4 units are successfully completed. Coming to our fifth unit, that is our last unit, that is system protection. That is our fifth unit. And so, fifth unit consists of three different chapters. And so, that is system protection, system security, and last one is case studies. Actually, this is not a chapter. This is examples. Okay, na? So system protection and system security, how these two are available in Linux operating system and Microsoft Windows operating system. That is about our case study. Okay, na? So simply we can say two chapters in our fifth unit. That is system protection and system security. Okay, na? So coming to our first chapter, that is system protection. System protection. What is the meaning of protection? What is the meaning of protection first? Simply, here protection is nothing but a mechanism which controls the access of programs, process, or any other users to resource defined by the computer system. That is the meaning of protection. So simply we can call as, yes, what is the meaning of protection here? Protection is nothing but control the access of programs or user to the resources defined by the computer system. This is nothing but protection. Okay, na? So what is the main need of protection? If there is no protection, what happened? If there is a protection, what happened? So there are different needs of protection. First one is the main objective of every system protection is to prevent the unauthorized users, to prevent the access of unauthorized users. Who is unauthorized user? Authorized, unauthorized. Who is authorized user? Who is unauthorized user? So authorized user is nothing but, for example, this is my system. This is my system. So I am the owner of my system. I am the owner of my system. Not only my system's information and also my system's resources. Correct? So what is my system? For example, if you take this is my laptop. So this is laptop of mine. So I am the owner. So not only laptop, here laptop is nothing but a hardware. Okay, na? Not only laptop. For example, my laptop consists of some valuable information. My laptop consists of some valuable information. So this information is belongs to me. My valuable information is who's that information? That valuable information is belongs to me. So I am the owner of my system. System is nothing but hardware, and also I am the owner of my system's information, system's valuable information. Okay. Na? So if I want to access my system and also my system's information, so I am the authorized person. So who is authorized person? Authorized person is nothing but authorized person is nothing but owner of that particular systems information. Who is unauthorized person? So this is my system without my permission. Without my permission, some X person want to access my system and also my system's information without my permission. That person is called as unauthorized user. So simply we can define who is unauthorized user. Unauthorized person is nothing but accessing someone's information, someone's system and also system's information without owner permission. That person is called as unauthorized user. So simply we can say unauthorized person is nothing but hacker. Okay. Here unauthorized person is called as hackers. Okay. So what can do my valuable information? Unauthorized person what can do? So unauthorized person may do some unauthorized activity with my valuable information. So we must protect we must protect my system and also systems information from unauthorized activities or unauthorized user. So our first need is Our first need is to prevent the access of unauthorized user. That is our first goal, our first need of our protection. Next one is to ensure that each active program or process in the system. So our second need, what is that? So to ensure each active process, which is active process, which is active program, or which is inactive process. So those all are ensured with the help of our system protection. Okay. Now coming to our third one, that is to improve reliability by detecting errors. Yes, this is another best need. And okay. So another best need of system protection is to improve reliability by detecting errors. What is the meaning of reliability? What is the meaning of reliability? Reliability is nothing but guarantee of service. Guarantee of service. So simply here, reliability is nothing but if a system is failed, then other system will provide the same services of the failed system. Example, ATM systems. Okay, now for example, if you want to withdraw 1,000 rupees from this ATM, but unfortunately this ATM is failed, what happened? So you go other ATM and then withdraw same thousand amount, same thousand amount. How? For example, if you want to perform this ATM, but unfortunately this ATM is performed, so other ATM through other ATM, or you can get same services of this failed system. So this is nothing but this is the best example of reliability. So here another need of a system protection is to improve reliability by detecting errors. Okay, na? So these all are some needs of protection. Okay, na? In this there are two best needs, and the first one is prevent unauthorized users from unauthorized activities, and next one is reliability by detecting errors. These two are needs of protection. Okay. So simply, what is the meaning of protection? System protection. System protection is nothing but the mechanism. System protection is nothing but mechanism which controls the unauthorized users from unauthorized activities. Okay, na? To control the access of programs or processes or something users to resources defined by the computer system. This is nothing but system protection. Okay, and the main needs are first one is prevent the unauthorized activities, and next one is improve the reliability to detecting errors. Okay, these all are some needs to protection. Next one is goals of protection. Goals of protection. Okay, na? Simply these three needs are nothing but goals. These three are nothing but goals. Now, especially we defining some goals of protection. First goal is prevent miscellaneous misuse of system by user or program. So simply this is unauthorized activity. Okay, na? So simply, yes, what is the meaning of this? So our first goal is protect miscellaneous misuse of the system by user or program. So simply, what is the meaning of malicious? What is the meaning of malicious misuse? What is the meaning of a malicious misuse? Simply, this is unauthorized activity. Okay, na? So we define here unauthorized activity. Yeah? So another name of unauthorized user is nothing but here malicious misuse. Okay, malicious is nothing but he can unknown person, he can perform some unauthorized activity without permission of the owner. So that is nothing but malicious misuse. Okay, na? So simply prevent malicious misuse of the system by user or program. That is our first goal. Okay, na? So simply our first goal is to prevent the unauthorized activity. Next one is to ensure that each shared resource is used only in accordance with the system policies. Okay, na? So what is the meaning of this? For example, this is my network system. My network system consists of uh, one printer, one scanner, like something internet connection. These are all things. So here our goal is what is to ensure each shared resource is used only in accordance of the system policies. Okay, na? System policies. అంటే ఏం చేయాలి? సో ఈ నెట్వర్క్ లో కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉన్న డివైస్ మనం ఏదైతే వర్క్ చేయాలో దాన్ని మాత్రం యూజ్ చేయాలి. బియాండ్ దట్ యూజ్ చేసుకోకుండా చేసుకోవచ్చు అండి. దట్ ఈస్ గోల్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొటెక్షన్. సో సింప్లీ టు ఇన్షూర్ దట్ ఈచ్ షేర్డ్ రిసోర్స్ ఈజ్ యూజ్డ్ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ అకార్డింగ్స్ విత్ సిస్టమ్ పాలసీస్, నాట్ బియాండ్ దట్. ఓకే. Now coming to our next goal, that is to ensure that errant programs. What is the meaning of errant? Errant is nothing but temporary. Okay, na? Errant is nothing but temporary. So this errant program can damage. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఇట్లాంటి ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అనేవి సమ్ టెంపరీ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అండి. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అనేవి ఒక సిస్టమ్ నుంచి ఇంకో సిస్టమ్ మూవ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. యాక్చువల్లీ దీస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ హార్మ్ఫుల్ టు సిస్టమ్ ఇఫ్ ఓకేనా ఇఫ్ యూజర్ అనేవాడు ఈ అటెండ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ని కంట్రోల్ చేయకపోతే ఇట్ మే డ్యామేజ్ అవర్ సిస్టమ్. ఓకే, ఇట్ మే డ్యామేజ్ అవర్ సిస్టమ్. సో దీస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ move one system to another system continuously. Okay na? So if user not control this particular errant program, what happened, this program may damage our system. So simply our here our next goal is to ensure that errant programs cause the minimum amount of damage possible. Okay na? So simply control the errant program. That is our next goal. Next one is protection system only provide the mechanism for enforcing policies and ensuring a reliable system. So simply reliable system only. Simply reliable system. So our goal is improve the reliability of the systems. So these all are different goals of protection. So simply I am simply concluding these goals once again. So goals of protection, our first goal is prevent the unauthorized activities, nothing but malicious misuse. And next one is to protect the each shared resources, okay, each shared resources from accordance with system policies. Next one is okay to control errant programs, otherwise these errant programs will damage our system. Next one is improve the reliable service, improve the reliability of service. Okay, so these all are goals of protection. Okay, so ఈ క్వశ్చన్ చాలా సార్లు మనకి 7 మార్క్స్ ఇచ్చాడండి. ఏది ఇస్తాడంటే define protection, explain goals of protection, explain about goals of protection. So you must explain these all things. Okay, so first one is protection definition, next one is need of protection, next one is goals of protection. 7 marks. Okay, now coming to our next one, that is principles of protection. Okay, principles of protection. Yes, what is the meaning of different principles to protect? Okay, there are different principles. These all principles are used to protect our system. Okay, first one is okay. First protection is principle of least privilege. Yes, what is the meaning of privileges? Okay, now what is the meaning of privilege here? Privilege is nothing but giving the some permissions to do some task. Privilege is nothing but here. What is the meaning of privilege here? Privilege is nothing but giving the access or giving the permissions to perform some task. That is the meaning of privilege. Okay, so principles of protection. Our first one is principle of least privilege. A privilege is nothing but giving some permissions to perform some tasks. Okay, so here what is happened here? So in a network system, for example, if you take a software company or something, any other company, so here each and every employee can have some privileges to do some tasks. Okay, they can only perform the task only, not beyond that. Why because each software employee or each user consists of some limited privileges. Okay, so privileges is nothing but privileges define those person perform some task only. So all persons consist of same privileges? No. These are all employees, all users consist of same privileges? No. Some employees consist of some privileges, some employees consist of some privileges. Okay, so some employees consist of some high privileges. That means, for example, if you take our college principal consists of some privileges. Okay, HODs consist of some privileges. Normal employees, nothing but staff consist of some privileges. Programmers consist of some privileges. Okay, non-teaching consist of some privileges. They can perform only that particular task, not beyond that. So simply, privilege privilege define what? Define what? Some access permission. Privilege depends on access permissions. They can perform only with their task only. Now, what is the main objective of privilege? To secure, nothing but to protect the system. కదా సో ప్రివిలేజ్ వాళ్ళు యూజ్ ఏంటి ఇప్పుడు ఈ విధంగా హెచ్ఓడికి ఇవి మాత్రమే చేయాలి, నార్మల్ స్టాఫ్ ఇవి మాత్రమే చేయాలి, లేదా ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ నాన్ టీచింగ్ ఈ టాస్క్స్ మాత్రమే చేయాలి, ఈ విధంగా ఈ విధంగా ప్రివిలేజ్ డిఫైన్ చేయడం వల్ల యూజ్ ఏమిటండి? సో సిస్టమ్ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేస్తానికి ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. ఓకేనా? సో టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ద సిస్టమ్ ప్రివిలేజెస్ ఆర్ మస్ట్. ఓకేనా? సో దీస్ ప్రివిలేజెస్ డిక్టేట్ దట్ programs, users, and the systems. Okay, na? What is the main object of this privilege? These privileges are used to detect the programs, users, and the system. Okay, na? So సిస్టమ్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయడానికి, యూజర్స్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయడానికి, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ సిస్టమ్ లో ఉండే ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అంటే సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయడానికి ఈ ప్రివిలేజెస్ మనకి పనికి వస్తాయండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ టు ఇన్షూర్ దట్ failure to the least amount of harm. What is the meaning of this? For example, if the failure is happened, the failure must be least amount. The failure must be least amount. Okay. For example, any precautions, any privilege, any protections తీసుకున్నా ఏదైనా ఫెయిల్యూర్ జరిగింది అనుకోండి, మరి ఆ ఫెయిల్యూర్ వల్ల ఎఫెక్ట్ ఎట్లా ఉండాలి అంటే, ఓకేనా, చాలా మినిమంతో అయిపోవాలండి. చాలా మినిమంతో అయిపోవాలి, కానీ అది చాలా కాస్ట్కి దారి తీయకూడదు. దట్ ఈస్ అవర్ సెకండ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఏదైనా యాక్సిడెంట్ జరిగింది, ఓకేనా, చాలా జాగ్రత్తతో డ్రైవ్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాడు రోడ్ మీద, ఓకేనా, సో యాక్సిడెంట్ జరిగింది. సో యాక్సిడెంట్ అన్ని ప్రివిలేజ్, అన్ని సేఫ్టీ మెజర్మెంట్ తీసుకున్నా కొన్నిసార్లు యాక్సిడెంట్ జరగవచ్చు. ఒకవేళ యాక్సిడెంట్ జరిగిన తర్వాత మనకి డ్యామేజ్ అనేది ఎక్కువగా ఉండకూడదండి. సో ఒకవేళ యాక్సిడెంట్స్ జరిగిన డ్యామేజ్ అనేది చాలా తక్కువతో వెళ్తే దట్ ఈస్ ద బెస్ట్ కదా. సేమ్ యాజ్ ఇఫ్ ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఈజ్ హ్యాపెండ్ ఇన్ ది ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఆర్ ఇన్ సిస్టమ్, ఓకేనా, ఫెయిల్యూర్ డూ ది లీస్ట్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ హార్మ్. ఓకేనా, లీస్ట్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ హార్మ్, దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్, దట్ ఈస్ సెకండ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్. మనం చాలాసారి ఇప్పుడు కోవిడ్లో అంటూ ఉంటాం కదా, కోవిడ్లో వ్యాక్సిన్స్ వేయించుకోండి అని. వ్యాక్సిన్స్ వేయించుకున్నంత మాత్రాన కోవిడ్ రాకుండా ఉంటుందా? చెప్పలేరండి ఎవరు. ఒకవేళ కోవిడ్ వచ్చిన డెత్ దాకా వెళ్ళరండి. వ్యాక్సిన్ వేసుకోవడం వల్ల ఏంటి, కోవిడ్ వస్తే రావచ్చు, కానీ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ఒకవేళ డెత్ దాకా వెళ్ళలేదు, డెత్ దాకా అవ్వదు. అది జస్ట్ చిన్న చిన్న సింటమ్స్తో బయటపడుతూ ఉంటారు. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ దట్ ఈస్ ద సేమ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అండి. ఫెయిల్యూర్ టు ది లీస్ట్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ హార్మ్, దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రిన్సిపల్. ఓకేనా, హియర్ దెర్ ఈస్ ద సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఓకేనా, హౌ a organization consists of principles of protection. For example, if a program needs special privilege to perform a task, it is better to make it as a SGID. SGID is nothing but for example, that is login ID and example SGID is the login ID. So for example, if a program need to special privileges, so company undi, ఆ కంపెనీలో ఒక చిన్న ఏదో ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉందండి, ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్పెషల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్, దట్ ఈస్ అ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, వెరీ సెన్సిటివ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. సో ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ని యాక్సెస్ చేయడానికి ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి పర్మిషన్ ఇవ్వరండి, ఓన్లీ కొంతమందికి మాత్రమే పర్మిషన్ ఉంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఆ కొంతమందికి పర్మిషన్ ఇచ్చాము, మరి ఒక ఐడితో ఇచ్చాము, ఆ ఐడిని ఏమంటామంటే SGID అంటామండి. SGID is nothing login ID. So with this SGID, users who have this particular user ID, that is SGID, user can access this user ID and perform some task. Okay, and perform some task and then log out. So ఈ విధంగా చేయడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుంది నాకు, సో ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎవరు పడితే వాళ్ళు యాక్సెస్ చేయరు. ఎట్ ది సేమ్ టైం యాక్సెస్ చేసిన వాళ్ళు లిమిటెడ్ పర్సన్స్ మాత్రమే దాన్ని యాక్సెస్ చేసుకుని జాగ్రత్తగా ఏదైనా మోడిఫికేషన్ సంథింగ్ ఏదైనా ఉంటే మోడిఫికేషన్ చేసుకొని మళ్ళీ అది బ్యాకప్ చేసుకుని వస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో దీనివల్ల ఆ వాల్యుబుల్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ని మిస్యూజ్ చేయకుండా యూజ్ అవుతుందండి. సింపుల్ దీని ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏంటంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మనం వైఫైకి పాస్వర్డ్ పెట్టుకున్నట్టుగా, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ వైఫైకి పాస్వర్డ్ పెట్టుకోవడం వల్ల యూజ్ ఏంటి, ఒకవేళ పాస్వర్డ్ లేకుండా ఓపెన్గా ఉండటం వల్ల యూజ్ ఏంటి చెప్పండి. ఓపెన్గా ఉంటే ఎవరు పడితే వాళ్ళు యూజ్ చేసుకుంటారు, నెట్వర్క్ మొత్తం ఖరాబ్ చేస్తారు. అదే పాస్వర్డ్ పెట్టడం వల్ల ఓన్లీ, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మన కాలేజ్లో ఒక వైఫై ఉందనుకోండి, ఆ వైఫైకి పాస్వర్డ్ పెట్టారు అనుకోండి, దాని మీనింగ్ ఏంటి, సో ఆ కాలేజీలో ఎవరైతే వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారో ఆ కాలేజ్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ అందరికీ ఆ పాస్వర్డ్ తెలుసు, వాళ్ళు ప్రశాంతంగా యాక్సెస్ చేయగలరు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఎవరైనా న్యూ పర్సన్ వచ్చాడు, వైఫై ఆన్ చేశాడు, సో వైఫై డిటెక్ట్ అవుతుంది కానీ యూజ్ చేసుకోలేదు, ఎందుకు, హీ ఈజ్ అన్ఆథరైజ్డ్ పర్సన్. అతను మన కాలేజ్ పర్సన్ కాదు. మన కాలేజ్ పర్సన్ అయితే గ్యారంటీగా అతనికి యూజర్ ఐడి చెప్పేవాళ్ళు. కానీ అతను మన కాలేజ్ పర్సన్ కాదు కాదు కాబట్టి యూజర్ ఐడి చెప్పలేదు. మరి ఆ యూజర్ ఐడి అంటే మన పాస్వర్డ్ చెప్పలేదు కాబట్టి దాన్ని యాక్సెస్ చేయలేదు. సో సింప్లీ వాట్ ఇస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్? ఓకేనా? హియర్ ఇన్ ఎనీ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ to access some valuable information. Okay, now what happened to access valuable information? All users are not permitted. Only some specific authorized persons are allowed to access that particular valuable information using some SGID. Here, SGID is nothing but special guest identification, SGID. Okay, na? So simply here using here ID, SGID is nothing but login ID. Using this SGID, those specific, those limited persons can access that particular valuable information and also simply log out after the completion of that particular usage. Okay, na? So if any updates are performed, those updates are recorded as backup. Okay, na? So in this way we can protect. In this way we can protect. Okay, na? So simply each user is given their own account. Okay, na? So each user here you can show, okay, typically each user is given their own account. Okay, na? Using their own account only, that user can perform that tasks. Okay, na? Here there is another account, that is a root account. Okay, normal user account are different. User root account is different. Root account is nothing but administrator account. Okay, na? Here there is a one account. There is a root account. The root account should not be used for normal day-to-day activities. Okay, na? Normal day-to-day activities. What is the meaning of this? So simply here SGIDs are only for specific persons. For example, if organization consists of 100 employees, in 100 employees, there is a one employee that is the manager. Nothing, he's the boss. Boss consists of a root account. Boss consists of a root account. What he can do? He can do only specific tasks. He can do only specific tasks. That is his job. Boss. Okay, na? Boss is the upper person కదా, అందరికంటే బాస్ అప్పర్ పర్సన్ ఉంటాడు. అతనికి ఒక అకౌంట్ ఉంటుంది, దాన్నే రూట్ అకౌంట్ అంటాడు. అతను ఏం చేస్తాడు? అతనికి సంబంధించిన యాక్టివిటీస్ మాత్రమే చేసుకుంటుంటాడు, బట్ నాట్ నార్మల్ డే టు డే యాక్టివిటీస్. ఓకేనా? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక 50 మెంబర్స్ ఏమో సమ్ స్పెషల్ పర్సన్స్ ఉన్నారండి. వాళ్ళకందరికీ ఏమి ఇస్తాను? నేను SGIDs ఇస్తాను. వాళ్ళందరూ వాళ్ళ వాళ్ళ టాస్క్ మాత్రమే చేస్తాను. రిమైనింగ్ పర్సన్స్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో వాళ్ళు నార్మల్ ఐడీస్ ఇస్తాను. మరి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేసుకుంటారు? వాళ్ళ రోల్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. So simply what happened here, in every organization, okay, na, in every organization to protect that valuable information, there are some IDs are given. Okay, na, some persons, some SGIDs, some person normal IDs, one person can have some root account, okay, na, root account, he can control all. He can control all. So these all are, why these all are? These all are used to protect the system, not only systems information also from unauthorized activity. So simply this is nothing but principles of protection. Okay. Simply I am regarding this topic again. Okay. What is the meaning of principles here? There are two principles are defined. What are those? First one is privilege. What is the meaning of privilege? Privilege is nothing but allow the privilege is nothing but allow the particular person to do something. That is the meaning of privilege. Okay, what is the main use of this privilege? The main use of this privilege is nothing but to control the access, okay na, and prevent the unauthorized activities. Okay na. Other next one is, if these all precautions are taken but some failures happen. So how these failures, like this failure is like failure do least amount of harm. Failures do least amount of harm. Okay, now that is second principle. There is a simple example is given. Okay, now in every organization or something, in organization there is a some SGIDs. So SGIDs are nothing but simple IDs. Using these IDs, user can perform their own task only. Here there is another some normal IDs are there. So using the particular IDs, user can perform their own accounts. Okay, there is a one root account. He is the administrator. Okay, but he can do all tasks, but he cannot use for normal day-to-day activities. So this is about our principles of protection. Okay, next one is domain protection. Okay. Next one is domain protection. What is the meaning of domain protection? Okay, now what is the meaning of domain protection? Before that protection, what is the meaning of domain? What is the meaning of domain? Domain is nothing but category. Domain is nothing but particular category, particular group. Okay, particular group. So simply domain protection. What is the meaning of domain of protection? So simply here every computer consists of collection of process and objects. Every computer, okay, na? Every computer can be viewed as collection of process and objects. What are those? Here, process is nothing but software. Objects are nothing but hardware. Okay, na? Objects are nothing but keyboard, monitor, mouse, processor, CPU. These are things. Process is nothing but software. It may be application software. It may be a software. Okay, na? So process is nothing but software. Objects are nothing but hardware. So simply we can say computer consists of a collection of hardware and software. Simply we can say computer consists of collection of hardware and software. So here, if you take a small computer, it consists of two domains. One is hardware domain, next one is software domain. I already told what is the meaning of domain. Domain is nothing but particular category. Domain is nothing but collection of categories. So simply, if you take a normal computer consists of two domains. What are those? Software domain and hardware domain. For example, if you take, for example, my mouse is failed. In my computer, my mouse is failed. Okay, na? Now, uh, which domain is failure in my system? Respond anyone. For example, in my system, my mouse is failed. My mouse is not operating well. Now, respond anyone. Okay, na? So, which domain is failed in my system? Which domain is failed in my system? చెప్పండి. ఎవరు రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వరు. మన దాకా రెస్పాండ్ అయ్యేవాళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు వాళ్ళు కూడా లేరు. మంచిగా
సార్ D1 D1 సార్ O3 D1
D1
రిడెండెంట్ సార్ D1 సార్.
అసలు నేను ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇంకా వెళ్ళలేదండి. ఈ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లోకి నేను వెళ్ళలేదు. సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డొమైన్ అర్థమైందా లేదా నేను చెక్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఓకేనా? సో సింప్లీ సిస్టమ్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ టూ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ డొమైన్. Every computer consists of two types of domains. What are those? First one is hardware domain, next one is software domain. Now, if my system mouse is failed, which type of domain is failed? Either software or hardware. Different. A domain failed in it. What respond? My system consists of two different types of domains. First one is hardware domain, next one is software domain. Software domain is nothing but operating system, something my programs. Hardware domains are nothing but total hardware in the system. Total hardware in the system. It may be a mouse, it may be a keyboard, it may be something like this, hardware devices. And now my question is, if my system's mouse is failed, now which type of domain is failed in my system?
హార్డ్వేర్ సార్.
Hardware domain, yes, hardware domain is failed. Now respond anyone. For example, in my system, MS Office is not working properly. Which domain is failed?
సాఫ్ట్వేర్.
Software domain is failed. So simply, yes, what is the meaning of domain here? Domain is nothing but particular category. Each and every computer is viewed as collection of process and objects. Here, process is nothing but software. Objects are nothing but hardware. So simply we can say every computer is viewed as two types of domains. First one is hardware domain, next one is software domain. So that is the meaning of domain. Now coming to our domain structure. What is the meaning of how this domain is organized? How this domain is organized in any system? So what is the meaning of domain here? Here domain is defined as a set of objects, accessories, and also pairs. What is the meaning of here? Domain is nothing but a domain is organized. Nothing but domain is defined as set of objects. Okay, na? Accessories and also pairs. Okay, na? So look at this diagram. There are three domains are there. What is that? this is my objects. D1 is look like as my object. Okay na. D2 for example ఈ మూడు తీసుకోండి. One is object, రెండోదేమో యాక్సిస్ పర్మిషన్స్, మూడోదేమో పెయిర్ అంట. మరి yes, what is the meaning of this? Okay na. What is the meaning of this? So D1 is one domain. D1 consists of three objects and D1 consists of three objects. What are those? So object 1 consists of read and write. Object 2 consists of only execute. Object 3 consists of read or write. Now D2 consists of only one object, that is O2 object, that is write permission. D3 consists of only object 1, object 3 and that is object 1 is execute, object 3 is that is read permission. Now here this is the pair. What is the meaning of pair? Here pair is nothing but here D2 D3s are overlapping each other. Some part of D2 D3s are overlapping. That is the overlapping part is nothing but object 4. Overlapping part is nothing but object 4. Now here object 4 consists of print permission. What is the meaning of print permission? So this operation can perform domain 2 and domain 3 but not domain 1. So domain 1 consists of their own task, domain 2 consists of their own task, domain 3 consists of their own task, but in some cases, okay now, but in some cases, two or more domain consist of the same task, that is overlapping. This is called as pair. This is called as pair. So in this small example, domain 1 consists of their own tasks. Domain 2 consists of their own task. Domain 3 consists of their own task. But here domain 2, domain 3 consist of one common object, that is object 4. Okay, an object 4, that is print. That is print. So printing option used by domain 3 as well as domain 2. This is not only property of D2 and D3. This is the common property of D3 and D4. They can use, okay, this O4, nothing but object 4 can use D3 as well as D2 also. So this is in the meaning of domain structure. So what you have observed? So domains may be individual and also domain may be a shared. So domains individual ga ఉండొచ్చంట. Domains may be individual like D1. Domains may be shared like D2, D3. So ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ 4 ని D2, D3 షేర్ చేసుకుని చూడండి. సో ఈ విధంగా అయినా ఉండొచ్చు అంట, ఎట్లా అయినా ఉండొచ్చు. దిస్ ఈస్ ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ డొమైన్ స్ట్రక్చర్. సింప్లీ వీ కెన్ సే డొమైన్, దేర్ ఆర్ టూ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ డొమైన్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ కదా. ఈ డయాగ్రమ్స్ బట్టి మనం దేర్ ఆర్ టూ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ డొమైన్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ చెప్పవచ్చు. ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ individual domain structure, next one is common domain structure. First one is individual. So here D1 is the individual domain structure. Here common, second one the common లేదా shared, common or shared domain structure, that is D2 D3 sharing common object, that is O4 of print. This is the meaning of domain structure. Okay na. So time is already up. Tomorrow's topic, that is axis matrix. Okay na, we will discuss about this axis matrix by tomorrow. Okay na. Syllabus is completing. Okay na, in this week we will complete our 50 unit. 50 unit is very small unit only. 50 unit is very small unit. So you can leave. Okay na, prepare for next class. Tomorrow's topic is, that is axis matrix. Leave that.